And just like that, the Tabular Editor CLI has found 241 violations and has already fixed 12 of them. So what is this? It's the new Tabular Editor CLI. It's the modeling pro tool from the makers of Tabular Editor. It is designed to run C# scripts both agentically and headlessly, which means that you can give it to the AI engine of your choice, and you can also use it in things like release pipelines and GitHub, for example. It has JSON output and CI graded exit codes, which again support those agentic and headless use cases that we mentioned. It is cross-platform, so you can actually use it on Mac or Linux if you want. And so I'm going to give you a quick spin through it today. Okay, so one of the easiest things that you can do is actually initialize a new model. So let's give it a try. Use Tabular Editor CLI to initialize a new model in this new model folder. And just like that, it has given us a database.tmdl and a model.tmdl file. So there's not a lot in here right now. Of course, we did just tell it to give us a new blank model, but it's a really nice starting point to initialize a new Power BI model. I've seen this run it in a couple of different ways. So one way is that you could tell it to just simply give you a model here, and there's another way that you can run this command where it will actually give you an entire PBIP output as well, and so it'll give you both the .semantic model and a .report folder structure in a .pbip, so it can actually initialize both of those for you depending on the route that it takes. So you could specify it to initialize a new Power BI project for you if you would like. All right, so another thing that you can do with it is use C# scripts to update your model. Of course, you're not going to write those C# scripts. You're going to have AI write those for you. So let's have Tabular Editor run a C# script that will create a new measure that just doubles the amount in the sales amount column. Use the Tabular Editor CLI to run a C# script that will sum the total amount column in the sales table and double it. Call it double sales amount. Of course, that's a little bit of a silly example, but you get the idea. You can make any measure you want, and then we're going to create a C# script that will do that and run that C# script through the Tabular Editor CLI. Okay, and so if we come over to our source control tab, you can see here the C# script that it wrote, and you can also see in the sales.tmdl file our new measure that it created, and it even gave us a format string as well, so that was nice. But let's say we want to crank it up a notch. So let's have Tabular Editor run its best practice analyzer to find all the opportunities to improve this model. Tabular Editor CLI comes with about 37, 38 rules that come prepackaged with the CLI, but of course you can also bring your own best practice rules that your organization might prefer. Use the Tabular Editor CLI and run the best practice analyzer against the model in the current folder and tell me what can be fixed. So this is going to run a BPA against this model, and it's going to give us a list of all of our violations. So you can see here that we have 241 different violations, including one error, which is the compatibility level, and there are 11 that are automatically fixable, which is these foreign key columns that are not hidden. There are several other violations that it has provided us here. And since we have several that are auto-fixable, so I'm just going to say that it can fix those items. I'm just actually going to hit Tab down here and tell it to go ahead and fix those auto-fixable items. All right, and just like that, it has fixed our 12 of our auto-fixable problems. So one thing that it did was it upgraded our compatibility level, and it has also hidden those 11 primary key columns, which leaves us with a bunch of other errors, 196, that are not auto-fixable. So those we would have to tell the model how to fix them. A lot of those were missing descriptions, for example. So we could also have the AI use the Tabular Editor CLI to update those as well. And just to show that you are always in control of the work that you do here, because we are working in Git, if we take a look at the sales.temdo file, you can see here in green the updates that have been made. So for example, here is that new double sales measure that was added a moment ago, but also in the sales date column, because again, that's a foreign key column. Here we have hidden that column, the product ID, again, another foreign key column, we've hidden that, the customer ID, we've hidden that, and so on. We can come here to the customer temdo and the customer ID. Here it is a primary key, but again, we are hiding that as well. In the employee temdo, or again, we're going to hide the employee ID, etc. Okay, something else that you can use the Tabular Editor CLI to do is to publish your model to the Power BI service. Use the Tabular Editor CLI to publish the model in this folder to the Power BI service to a workspace called TE-CLI demo. Okay, so it's telling us that the semantic model has been published, and if we come back to the browser and we refresh the browser page, you can see that indeed this model has been published just very recently. And we could also have Tabular Editor refresh the model if we wanted. Okay, so that's a quick introduction to the Tabular Editor CLI. It is in public preview until September 30th, which means that it is free to use even without a Tabular Editor license. So we will leave a link to the download in the description below. So be sure to download it, install it, hook it up to your favorite AI, give it a try, and let me know how it works for you. And if you want to see a video on how you can use the Power BI Modeling MCP server to help with your Power BI modeling work, be sure to check out this video over here and get subscribed for the next video on how to use AI in your Power BI work. I'll see you next time.